Much. When you travel someplace, you really want to bring something back so you can remember where you went. Doesn't matter where you go, it's always nice to bring something back. Tam Stone with Tam Stone Interiors is back with us this morning. She went to Nepal, the base camp of Mount Everest. I just want to give you a quick story that my parents still make fun of me for. We went to Four Corners. So it's Utah, Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico. I bought a little glass thing that had dirt from each state.
I love it.
It's like 25 bucks. And they were like, really? And I was like, yeah. So I paid for dirt. But I remember it now.
Do you still have it?
I could have gathered it myself. Yeah, it was years and years ago. I still have it. So your stuff's a little bit cooler than my dirt plate.
But, maybe not. Maybe not.
Tell us all about your trip and how do you know this stuff's the real deal when you're getting it?
Okay, the first thing before you leave, I mean, I call it pre-gaming, but you have to do your research. You have, you know, and nobody ever really does it, but really do. And I did. For example, I knew when I went over there, I wanted to purchase a Tibetan refugee wool rug. They're high quality.
And that's what this is.
Yeah, and I purchased an 8x10. I mean, I purchased this small one here also because it's fun and it's got great color to it, but I purchased a large one for my home and I let go of kind of my design aesthetic. It's very different than what you would normally find in my house.
Right.
But that's what makes it great.
Yeah.
And then also I knew I wanted to do teak wood carvings, which we've got this frame down here in the front.
And I don't know if you guys can get this down here, but this is absolutely the intricacy of the woodwork here is just unbelievable. You told me you paid $250 for it.
I did.
Which is not terrible, but then $150 to ship it back to the States.
Right, and I didn't have to. It breaks down and I could have put it in my luggage, but also if I got home and it happened to break in my luggage, wow, it's not like I can go back and get it.
Exactly.
So for $150, I shipped it. It was all insured. I keep all of my receipts and all that kind of stuff. So for bigger things or more fragile things, invest in shipping them. You're not going to regret it. Then
when you said doing research, so basically research what they specialize in wherever you're going.
Yeah,
So
I mean
if
in
you were
Nepal,
going
I'm not buying furniture.
Right.
If I was going to France, I might be doing my research about some of the Louis, the 15th, the 16th, and trying to figure out what that furnishings might look like if I was antiquing. I knew I was looking for rugs, I was looking for handicrafts, and I was looking for things like these singing bowls. They're very religious and very peaceful country. You can see these are the ladies. She's actually making this rug that I have here in front of me at the Tibetan refugee camp. You know, these, when when Tibet was taken over by China in 1959, 80,000 refugees spread to India and Nepal, and the Nepali government set up these refugee camps and they bring their crafts into the country. There's the story behind it.
It's a world unto itself.
It is.
I mean, it just hasn't been touched since the 1950s.
It's a world unto itself. The story is incredible. And so everything about it, when I look at that rug, I smile.
Right.
And then there's also some things that you need to do as far as you can do when you get there, which is ask locals where are kind of the tourist traps and where they should go. And this scarf here is a great example. You will walk everywhere and you will see 100% yak wool, 100% yak wool.
Right.
And one of our Sherpas said, just so we're clear, nothing you see is a 100% yak wool.
Really?
And I'm like, what? How can that be?
Right.
And so I went in and I tested it. I went into one of the shops and this particular scarf, I picked it up and I said, is this 100% yak wool? And they said, this is like 100% yak wool. I go, so it's not 100% yak wool.
Right.
Yeah, and I kept asking him over and over.
A yak was involved in the process.
Yeah, and so and in reality, it's sheep's wool. And he didn't know. He goes, I don't know what wool it is, but we call it yak wool.
Right.
It's not yak wool. But I knew that by asking a local where the traps
They'll
were.
get you off the beaten, so you know. In other words, like you're not buying your tchotchkes at a gas station. You're going off the beaten path to get the good stuff. Quickly walk us through some of this other stuff that you got here. It's beautiful. Just the intricacy of the work is remarkable.
I did my research on what they were known for. Singing bowls, as I said. I haggled on this. I can get a singing bowl on most any street corner in Kathmandu, but they're beautiful and part of the culture. This will be incredible on my table, and at some point I'll learn to play it.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it does?
Yeah, it's singing. No, you spin it around like that, and it makes a very soft woo sound. It's beautiful. I can't do it, otherwise I would do it for you.
Kinda, you can feel it. Very heavy.
And then when you get up into the mountains, these are all down in Kathmandu, but when you get up into the Himalayan mountains, you start to see some of the Sherpa textiles. These are actually door covers, and that's how you know when you're going into a home that they are true Sherpa. There are only 400 true Sherpa families, and so it's a area of prestige for them. I loved hearing the yak bells as we were hiking.
And these are exactly what they sound like, the yaks.
Yeah. and you just hear it over and over all day, and it's a really beautiful, serene sound. So I have no idea how I'm going to incorporate those in my home.
Well,
but
they will look good, I'm sure. You will find a spot, Tam, if anybody can do it. Well, thank you so much. This stuff is so cool. We appreciate hearing about your trip. You went to the base camp of Mount Everest.